So, I know every soccer fan is bored at home without anything to watch, but there's some great news. The Premier League may actually be back relatively soon. What's up fans, it's Francisco from FOOTY RTA. On my channel I do soccer gear reviews, play tests, skill tutorials, and news reports just like today. So if you're into that kind of content, you're definitely in the right place. Today, we're going to be looking at the potential return date for the Premier League. Let's get into it. Before we get started, I want to mention a couple things. First, with all this going around the world, I want to remind you to please wash your hands every day and constantly as well, and also follow social distancing rules. And second, I'll leave links to Premier League gear down below in the description. So yeah, make sure to go check it out and buy yourself some gear if you want to. With all that being said, let's get right into it. So like you all know, soccer in general has been suspended for a couple of months now. In the UK especially since March 13th. But now the Premier League is planning its return, and it's rumored to be relatively soon. Earlier this week, the Premier League announced that they would be returning potentially on June 8th to play out the rest of the season. This of course is going to be done taking into account all health risks, and so because of that, all of the games are going to be played behind closed doors. The Premier League has also stated that they're working closely together with government officials and following their suggestions on public health and safety. Oliver Dowden, the British government's Secretary for Sports and Culture, has said that they want to bring back soccer for fans as soon as they possibly can. The Secretary also said, quote unquote, "I personally have been in talks with the Premier League with a view to getting football up and running as soon as possible in order to support the whole football community." So like I said, June 8th is the projected startup date, but this all depends on how the UK is able to handle its coronavirus cases and when they'll settle down. So in terms of bringing back teams into action, teams like Arsenal and Tottenham has both started up training again. So on Tottenham's side, the club statement says that only one player is going to be allowed on the field, and they're all going to have to maintain social distancing rules at all times. And also, they're all gonna have to travel to the training facilities individually. In terms of all this, like one player on the field allowed thing, my opinion is that we're gonna have to see how all this turns out, because it's kind of hard, you know, to train individually and like not work on team chemistry. So yeah, we'll have to see how that develops. So I want you guys to comment down below, yeah or not, if you think the Premier League is actually gonna make its return early June. Arsenal, on the other hand, they're maintaining a very similar schedule to Tottenham's. Like for one, they're all gonna have to maintain social distancing at all times. They're gonna have to travel inside and out of the training facilities by themselves. And also one player is gonna be allowed on the field only. But there's one slight twist to it. So that one slight twist is that they're gonna have very, very limited access to training staff, especially since their head coach, Mikel Arteta, was diagnosed with the disease earlier on in March. So that's it for teams that are actually going back to training or have been in training already. So like Arsenal has been back since April 27th, so it's been a while already. But other teams like Man City and Aston Villa are receiving videos of their fitness staff telling them what to do in order to get in shape for the season ready to start. So rounding all this up, in my opinion, if the Prem actually returns on June 8th, I'd like to see other teams follow Spurs and Arsenal's footsteps and return back to training to get that chemistry back and solidify their fitness before the season restarts. Of course, by following all government suggestions and staying safe. So guys, that'll bring us to the very end of this week's news report. If you guys want to copy yourselves some Premier League gear, as well as look at the gear that I use to film these videos, I'll leave Amazon links down below so you guys can go check that out. Also, subscribe if you're new and thought this video was insightful. That would help me and the channel in general immensely. And also hit the video with a like if you enjoyed this video in general and would like to see more news reports. And leave feedback down below in the comments, and also share with your friends. And with all that being said, see you guys on Wednesday.